Hi there everybody, it's UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator Helzie here from slimandstylish.stampinup.net. Today I'm making two special Christmas cards for my partner's two sons. They're both mad into football and support different teams. So I'm going to be using the all bundled cling stamp set. So I can use this mousse. He's got a gorgeous scarf on it and a hat that I can make into supporter colours. So he's going to be the main focus of my card. And I'm going to team this up with this completely brand new stamp set that's coming in the new mini catalogue on the 5th of January. This is the hand-drawn dots background stamp. And I enjoy both of these and I'm looking forward to putting them both together for this card. So the first lad loves Tottenham Hotspurs. And I understand now that their colours are a dark navy and white. I thought they were black and white to start off with, so I might have gone a little bit wrong, but dark navy and white. And the second lad, he's into Norwich, so it's this beautiful canary yellow and green. So what I've got for his is Shaded Spruce and Daffodil Delight. And what I've got for Thomas's is Night Navy and Whisper White. Okay, so I'm going to do the Night Navy and Whisper White one for you now. And then I'll put a picture at the end that shows the two of them together so you can see how both of them ended up looking. Okay, so thank you for joining me. Everything I use today is available from my store, slimandstylish.stampinup.net, and hopefully you enjoy these two projects. So I'm going to be using my Stamparatus for the large cling stamp set. This is these dots ones. I find the Stamparatus is so good for doing the cling stamps, especially the big ones. You can get the whole thing covered. Now my one tip with them is not to use the stickers on the back of the background stamps. So you know how we have the adhesive stickers that go on the back? They're great on individual stamps. They let you know where you are and everything else. But on these big ones, I don't use them. It's really hard to get them on fully and cleanly on a big stamp like this. And this just makes it quite flexible by not having them on, so you can actually move the stamp around. My personal preference is not to put them on this. So I've stamped a sheet of basic white with Night of Navy dots. And I'm cutting it down so it's 9 by 13.35 centimetres. And I've got a piece of Night of Navy. I'm cutting this so it's going to be 13.85 centimetres by 9.5 centimetres, so that it will just create this matte background like that. I'm then going to move those to the side. I'm going to play with my mousse. So I've cut this piece of cardstock at 6 centimetres by 10 centimetres, and I'm going to be using my Memento ink to stamp him down because I'm going to be using my blends. So I'm just going to stamp him in the middle of this cardstock, as I want the cardstock as a full piece. And by having the label on the back of this one, I can see that clearly. So it does work for individual stamps, just not great for the full background stamps. I'm then going to be cutting a piece of Night of Navy that again is slightly bigger than the mat. So this is 7 centimetres by 11 centimetres. So it will sit on the card like that at the end. So I'm going to be colouring him in. I'm using the Night of Navy blends. So I'm using the dark just to create some sort of shading. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to blend it in together with the light. And you can see I'm doing every other one because on this one I want it to be blue and white. But when I come to doing Freddy's, I'm going to do each individual one green and each individual one yellow. So that it actually makes his supported scarf. I'm then using dark and light crumb cake on my mousse's body, so that I can get a really good shadow. And I'm actually bringing it down the middle of his face, you'll see there. That just creates, you know, a nice sort of balance when I go through. I'm going over and over with a light one here so that it really does blend nicely. And you'll see that when his face starts to blend in, by having that down the middle, it just looks really good because it actually looks like he's got some definition in his face. For the antlers, I'm playing with the ivory, and then I'm coming in with the SU 1000 and the SU 800. They're the skin tone blends just to colour in his antlers. And there you are, there's my little mousse all finished. So I'm now going to adhere everything to the card. So the card back, I'm going to sponge first. I decided it just looked a bit too sparse being white and navy, so I'm just bringing in the blenders. I'm only going to do around the bottom just like that, just to create some definition, so it just looks a little bit different. And then when it gets on, it's not going to be as stark white as it was before. It's going to sort of look a bit more shaded, which will be nice, just like that. Okay, and now I'm going to be playing with the sentiment. So the sentiment I've chosen is it feels a lot like Christmas. I was going to go with You're the Coolest, but Thomas is 13. I don't think he'd really appreciate that sentiment. So I was also going to do it in Night and Navy, but then I noticed I had some scrap Night and Navy cardstock and decided, you know what, I'm going to heat emboss this. So I've heat embossed it in white, so I'm just going to stamp this up with my Versamark. Stamp it down. Grab a piece of scrap paper to catch all of the loose embossing powder, and then I'm going to heat emboss it with the white. The really good thing about me pre-recording and talking over the top is you don't have to listen to my heat tool. How good's that? One benefit of having a filthy cold, so I couldn't actually film because I was coughing at the same time. So there we are, I'm heating that up already, and then I'm going to cut it down so that it actually will stick as a nice label on the bottom. I decided to cut it in my trimmer so that it's completely straight rather than hand cut it, just because, as I said, I've got a cold, so I've been sneezing a bit, and I knew that I would sneeze in between cutting and it would all go wrong. So I've just done that like that, and there we go. Saying that, I forgot I did hand cut the bottom because I had made it just a little bit fatter than I thought it was going to be. And now I'm going to stick it all up. So I've actually got some sticky strip, which I'm just putting at the bottom. This is just a leftover bit of our foam tape that I'd already pre-cut for another project. And then I'm going to add this on flat, so the background flat. I'm then going to put the stamped sheet, the stamped circle sheet on flat as well. But the others are going to be going up on dimensionals. So I'm going to pop the Night and Navy sheet onto dimensionals. I'm going to put 5 on there so it doesn't fall flat in the middle. I want it to stay up straight all the way through Christmas. Put that up towards the top. And then I'm just looking where this is going to go. So you can see the top right hand corner is going to need a dimensional on it, but the rest is going to stick flat on that card piece. So I've actually stuck it with tape runner. Put that there, and I'm just snipping that corner off, purely so I can put my sentiment across because I'd already put my foam tab on that. And there we are. I'm going to bring in the Stampin' Right marker here and just put some embellishment along the edge of the cardstock just to make it look like a frame. You can see it's just little dots, but it actually makes a huge difference, I think, because it just brings a bit of texture and stops it looking so sparse and so white. And then just to finish off, I'm going to pop some embellishments on it. I'm using the grey dots. Love these. I don't use them enough. I think they're really masculine. So I quite like those. And I'm using them towards the bottom of the card so they look a little bit snowfied. One big, two little. And that's the card finished. Like I said, Freddie's card was Shaded Spruce and Daffodil Delight, which did mess with my head to start off with because they are some bright colours to play with. But I feel we managed to get the balance of that one quite right as well. Let me know what you think below. Do give me a thumbs up if you've liked the project, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.